Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Today is exactly 30 days out from the Mr. Olympia. And today is also going to be a back day, but before we jump into the back day, let's just say my behind is on fire, and not in a good way. So yesterday I had a very high day, 500 grams of extra carbs compared to our usual diet, so that was 770 grams of carbs, which is a lot. And the reason for that is because my daughter received a vaccination. Let's keep that discussion out of the comment section, please. But that's just normal business here in the Netherlands, and there was a chance her immune system was going to react to that vaccination, which it did. So let's just say we had to clean Laura's bed because an explosion happened. And I think I caught a little bit of that explosion. So then I dropped around 10 to 12 pounds in one night from going to the bathroom like 4 times. And pretty much the same thing happened last night. And the strange thing is that I feel pretty good generally. Physically I feel good, but it's just that the body is literally not really absorbing what I'm eating. So today is going to be the same day, high carb day. So what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom a lot more than usual? You have to bump up your water intake, bump up your electrolyte intake, and if you can, bump up carbohydrate intake, and specifically the good type of carbohydrates such as white rice, rice flour, maybe even potatoes, oatmeal, and keep the fiber medium, not too high, not too low, but just stick to foods that digest well, which I'm going to do today, and I'm going to show you today how I am going to do that. But we are going to train the back today, and I already had a pre-workout, Crank Pump Pro, cherry cola flavor, tastes amazing. We're not taking caffeine this time because caffeine can mess up the digestive tract, so we're going to skip that. But we are adding extra Himalayan pink salt. I already had it pre-workout. I'll also be adding it intra-workout, and that way I will replenish the electrolytes that I am eliminating from my body, unfortunately. And I also already had 2 liters of water this morning upon waking up with ESN base powder, 20 grams, which contains magnesium, calcium, sodium, and potassium, which are also electrolytes. Anyway, let's fill this up with some water and crush the back. First movement. As we are training the back, I like to start with a pull-down variation, because a pull-down variation will target the lats for the V-taper, and I want to create the best back in classic physique. I'm very close to it already, but you can never have a back that's wide enough. So what we're going to do here is a single arm pull-down, chest support. So what you want to do is keep your elbow down all the way, keep the shoulder low, contract the lat here, go all the way up and fully stretch. Don't forget to walk around in the gym during your sets to burn some extra calories and fat. Oh. Oh. Keep your tempo in a negative, always controlled, even during the heavy working sets. Oh. All right, time for one more set here. Slightly lighter weight to allow us to still keep that 12 plus rep range going. By the way, we are fully stocked up again on the Golden Era collection, both this one and also in the white colors, both the t-shirts and the tank tops, fully available at vintagenetics.com. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, buddy. Oh. All right. I only like to do one pull down variation per back workout. In the off season, it's going to move to 2, but for now, this is plenty enough to maintain that V taper. And now it's time for a nice heavy back row. Do this. And all set. That was the chest support row. And now it's time for a row that is not a chest support to also work on the lower back. Let's go. All right, so this one does not have a chest support, which means the lower back, the erector muscles around the spine needs to do a lot of work to keep your body upright. So this is a great way to also work on the lower back. So don't just stick to machines, also stick to semi-free movements such as this one, or like a bent over row, T-bar row, stuff like that, that truly puts some stress on the lower back. So this is the one I like to choose. It feels great, especially with these handles. So let's go. Up. Woo! All right, since today's a high day, I'm going to do 3 sets on this one instead of 2. So 2 more sets of this, and then we're going to move on to some isolation work. Oh man, this is really difficult. May not look like it, but to be able to do all these reps with correct form, correct range of motion takes a lot of energy, but we have a lot of energy today. So let's do 1 more set with a lighter weight to make sure we keep the rep range up there. Oh man. All right, that was the last back compound movement. And now it is time to crush those rear delts. Okay, for this we're not gonna need a lot of sets, but we're gonna do a lot of volume per set, 20 plus reps. So this is the reverse Pec Deck fly to really work on isolating the rear delts. I always like to do this after back because I don't train shoulders separately, but when you train the back, you always target the rear delts partially, so you might as well just finish them off. Let's do this. Oh, man. 20 plus reps for every set to ensure you get a lot of blood in that small muscle group to make it grow. Okay, the backside is finished now, and now it is time to work on those biceps, which can never be big enough. A very simple cable curl. Literally just use a cable with the handle like this and move your arm the way it naturally wants to move. That way the bicep will optimally contract and stretch. So if you hold your arm like this, just let it hang, and then you go upwards. As you can see, this is the motion I automatically, naturally want to make, and not like this. So if you do this, you have less tension on the shoulders, elbows, and it will feel all in the biceps without any joints being impaired. One more set like this, and we keep the rep range at least above 12 reps. No need to do a lot of heavy weights or low volume on the biceps, just like the rear delts. It's a smaller muscle group. You don't want to put it under too much tension because you will recruit other muscles or tendons anyway. And I always believed in a little bit lighter weight, more focus on the mind muscle connection and the ultimate peak contraction. All right, we're gonna do the exact same one, but this time the hammer variation with an ankle cuff, which makes it a lot easier to do the movement without any wrist impairment. That's the biceps finished off. The last one is going to be the cable crunch, which you cannot neglect, especially during the contest prep. The abdominals remain incredibly important, especially in classic physique. So going a little lighter now, around 20 reps instead of around 10 reps that I used to do, because I want to give right now, the intestinal area a little break, so no pressure that is too much. But you know, hypertrophy or muscle growth occurs in between like 6 and 30 reps anyway. But I do advocate to go as heavy as you can on abdominal work, as long as you can keep the abs tight and sucked in, which is why I'm looking at my abs while doing the movement. I see every single abdominal muscle and the area in between the abs. I want that to be sucked in the whole time, which means the transverse abdominis, responsible for pulling in the vacuum, pulling in the abs, is active. And that's the only way for you to check, because sometimes if you do heavy ab work, your stomach might blow out, and that's not the look you want in classic physique. That was the workout. Back, biceps, rear delts, and the abs. Always take into account the abs, guys. Don't neglect them. I train them twice a week at least, and the volume will go up in the off season, and that way you can actually visibly see the abs deep into the off-season as well. If you ever lose sight of your abs, something went wrong. Anyway, now that we broke down the muscle and reduced our glycogen stores, it's time to refill them with the post-workout victory meal. Let's go. Always wash the hands when you're done with the equipment in the gym. A lot of people touch it, and you don't know what those people have touched themselves. So we are now in the office, and this is always the place where I eat my post-workout meal. This one consists of a lot of carbs. It is right here. I already pre-made it. Always do that before the workout so I can immediately start. So this is 180 grams of rice flour, 6 grams of Flavin Tasty, plenty of Himalayan pink salt and some cinnamon, and also 5 grams of psyllium husk to help, the stool basically, not to get into too many details. But psyllium husk is simply a fiber supplement that takes up as much as 20 times its own weight in water, so it's very healthy. What we have right here is also very healthy fruit, strawberries, and we have some banana. Kaboom! Now, strawberries is a low FODMAP fruit, very healthy, and banana contains potassium and is also carbohydrate rich, which is what you need after a workout, and potassium is an electrolyte which we want to replenish. And then we have the cinnamon cereal designer whey paste. It's this one. Really, guys, in the UK, people from the UK, you can order this right now. ESN is expanding to more and more countries, and who knows, at the Olympia you'll be able to try it as well. More news about that maybe later. But this is cinnamon cereal, and it actually contains cereal pieces as well, which makes a shake incredible, but also the whey drip, which is basically 65 grams of the whey combined with 60 mils of water. And you put that as a frosting layer on top of the fruit, and the fruit is still cold, letting this frosting hold its consistency. The mistake people make is they make their porridge, oatmeal, or rice flour, cream of rice, they make it, it's steaming hot, and then they try to put the whey paste on top. That doesn't work, because then it will hydrate the whey paste and it will become watery, and it's not going to have the same effect. You want the bottom part beneath the whey paste to be cold, so at least put some frozen fruit on there, or simply allow the whole thing to cool down, just like this. So this is my post-workout victory meal to prepare for the Mr. Olympia. I'm going to enjoy this one and show you some other meals today as well. It is now a couple of days later, actually, and we're still having, I had a week or so of a regular, normal diet to maintain condition, but I actually lost some weight. I probably went from the high 114 kilos to now below 114. Yesterday I actually had 200 grams of extra carbs, and I lost 500 grams today. So we're gonna have a higher day even of 300 extra grams of carbs. And no, not in a form of bread, but in a form of extra cream of rice, replacing the strawberries with a banana, extra golden rice. So those would have been the meals you would have seen after this workout that you just saw anyway. So usually whenever I get extra carbs, I literally either add 40 grams, 50 grams, or 60 grams extra golden rice to each of my meals. Sometimes even a little bit of oats, depending on how my digestion feels, but always carb sources that I agree with entirely. So we are right now at Friday the 13th. Oops, is it gonna be a lucky day? No, because we are now 15 days removed from going to the Olympia, going to America, and from then we have about 8 more days to, I'm 22 days out right now. So it's gonna be an incredible journey, guys. It's gonna be an incredible journey. Thank you so much for the support, and make sure to keep clicking that notification bell below the video next to the subscribe button, because when we get closer to the Olympia, more and more content will be uploaded of the Olympia itself. And even after the Olympia, we'll keep going with the footage because I want to qualify for next year as well, if I don't qualify already with the Olympia itself, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we don't assume anything, we're just going to do our best. And I just really want to thank you incredibly for support. Right now we have a limited edition Olympia t-shirt online at vintagegenetics.com, which is actually going way quicker than I thought. So it's gonna be sold out really soon. I do want to take some with me for the Meet the Olympians. I will have posters there, posters of a few of my best poses. I'll have backpack patches there. I'll have some miniature statues there. I'll have some clothing. Do you like it, Lara? So instead of just sitting there with a table and with nothing, I'll actually have some merchandise for you guys if you want to go to the Meet the Olympians. Anyway, thank you a whole lot for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.